Hello Aquarius and welcome back to my channel. This is Awaken Healings with Jess. I'm here to bring you your general reading for April. It's a little bit late. I've been a bit busy, been working on a few side projects myself. But hey, we're here. It's the 6th of April, Monday. And tomorrow is the beautiful super new moon in Libra. So that's tomorrow night, the 7th of April. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm using the Good Tarot deck. Haven't used this one before on camera with you all. I have used it for the weekly woke messages. So if you don't know what those are, I release those every Sunday roughly, but it's for the week. They're high-level spiritual messages that have been coming through for the collective. Been connecting lately with a lot of my spirit guides, and they've been giving me unique messages that people need to hear. So if you haven't done so, I highly recommend you check those videos out. It's the weekly woke videos, and I usually put like a date, time frame. Again, they're timeless, so whenever you come across them is the right time, but I just kind of like, for indexing purposes, do put some, like a date range, for the week. But so check those out if you haven't done so. Also, I just recently launched my new website. It's awakenhealings.org. awakenhealings.org. All right, so check those out. Check that site out if you haven't done so already. Well, you haven't, so I'm just announcing it. But yeah, so it has all of my services that I offer. I do offer readings. I do offer Reiki distance right now because, with COVID, we are limited in our social contact. But yeah, there's other things that I do offer. I am a shamanic practitioner, so I do offer some shamanic work as well. So take a look, see what resonates, and see if you would like to book a few sessions with me. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I've already meditated upon your on your deck. I set up the Celtic cross for you, and let's go ahead and start off with bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, you are getting the 9 of air. So I do feel like, Aquarius, you are releasing a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, which is a good thing. I do get the sense that now that many of us are home, we've been home for at least 3 weeks or so, that, we've all gotten a chance to sort of decompress from the hype, decompress from what's going on in our world. This pandemic does have every single one of us on Earth shooken up, impacted in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether you're ill with the illness, or if you know someone who is impacted or ill with the illness, my heart and blessings go out to them. But fortunately, I hope that you all are healthy and thriving and, following protocol with social distancing and just staying home and really just staying healthy. And I do get the sense that many of us are giving ourselves a chance to sort of breathe, catch our breaths, decompress from our crazy work schedule, busy lives that we used to lead before the pandemic. So if you haven't done so, again, check out the weekly woke messages because I do go into detail about what this pandemic is all about. So I'll kind of summarize it for you right now, but this is no accident. This is divinely guided, and it is meant, the universe has meant for us to each feel the impact of this virus in some shape, form, or fashion. And it was meant to be dramatic. It was meant to be big, and it was meant to create enough friction in order to grab our attention. Because if it was easy, if it just sort of happened in certain spots, it was like, oh, it's not here in the United States, oh, it's not here in Canada, oh, it's not here in Europe, people would just go about their daily business and be like, you know what, it's not in my continent, therefore I'm not paying attention. Therefore, I'm going to focus on me, my own little micro environment, and continue on because I've got a PTA meeting, I've got a presentation to do, I've got to get dinner on the table, and I got to get a workout in. The end. And that's kind of like the mindset that many of us were in pre-pandemic. We were just focused on ourselves. Focus on surviving and focus on just go, 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 go. We gotta, check off all of our to-do list, all the items on the to-do list, make sure, our planner was up to date, make sure we went to every single meeting, we brought what we needed to bring, we said what we needed to say, boom, 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 let's go home, catch some sleep, and do it all over again. Day in, day out, week in, week out. Before you know it, months went by, years went by, we're like, what do we have to show for this? Haven't had a vacation. I feel really disconnected from my lover. I feel really disconnected from my friends and family. What am I doing? This is why this pandemic can be considered a gift in disguise, because it is gifting us with the gift of time, and it is gifting us with an opportunity to be at home with the most important people in our lives. For those of you with family, it's your spouses, it's your children, it's your community, it's your friends, it's your lovers, it's all that. People is what's important. Community is what's important. And that's what's going to get us through this change. Not external labels, not external expectations of ourselves. It's us. Really getting back to basics, getting back to our roots, getting back to our core values. What's important? What matters? Who matters? Why are we doing the things that we do? Why are we going to work? Why are we earning that paycheck? For who and for what? Those are really big questions. And I feel like we've had a chance to really decompress, and it's time for the 9 of air to settle down, to release the stress, the anxiety, and to allow yourselves, Aquarius, a chance to breathe. Breathe through this process. Release all your fears, tensions, and anxieties, and know that this is a new normal. We are not going back to how things were. Some things will remain the same, but there's going to be other areas that will be required to evolve and change, and we're going to change and adapt with it. Okay? So just keep that in mind. So let me go ahead and flip over the cards to sort of give me a moment to check in with your energy. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Beginnings and endings. Yeah, beginnings and endings. So you, Aquarius, are being represented with the energy of the Ace of Water. Yeah, so this is a new beginning in love. This is a new beginning in your healing, in your spiritual growth. This is an up-leveling in your intuition, but I do get the sense that this is about you. This is coming in to yourself, coming into your authenticity, and recognizing that there is a potential for something new to begin with you, and to show up with your emotions intact, ready to talk about your feelings, and really feeling like you can express your feelings in a more balanced and authentic manner. Like you're not afraid to be vulnerable anymore. All right. Crossing you is the 8 of air. Yeah, so this has you maybe a bit anxious. You know, 8 of air is the 8 of swords in the regular Rider-Waite tarot deck, and it's a woman who is blindfolded with her hands tied with, 8 swords around her in a semicircle. So it's sort of like a self-imposed prison. So this is something that you're feeling a bit anxious about. I feel like you're anxious about a new beginning, maybe a new beginning in love. You know, how are we supposed to date while we're socially distancing? There's ways around it. There's text messaging, there's FaceTiming. We can be in groups of less than 10, sort of depending on your state. But it really depends. Right now it's definitely time to be careful with our health. We don't know who has what. And with coronavirus, you can be a carrier, even if you're asymptomatic or demonstrating no symptoms at all. That's what's making this thing scary, is people will appear healthy, but you don't know if they're carriers or if they're like, in their pre-illness phase. So that's where we have to be very careful. And I feel like that's where the anxiety is coming in for you, Aquarius. I feel like it's just like, okay, maybe there's someone on, on your radar. You're like, okay, just talk to this person, and there's, we're maybe you guys were starting something before the pandemic started, and now, you know, you haven't really seen each other, but you're like, should we meet up or should we not? So I get the sense that there's just a lot of anxiety out there, but use your best judgment and follow your intuition. This is not a permanent situation. You know, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I feel like this week we are peaking, you know, with some of the worst cases that the US has seen. So again, just use your judgment, use your best judgment, follow your intuition, and just know that, you know, things are going to work out. Foundational to your reading is the 10 of water, 10 of cups. So you have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Water and the 10 of Water, endings and beginnings. So I feel like you're completing a cycle in love. Also, I get the sense that, Aquarius, some of you have done a lot of healing on your own, and I feel like you're just coming into your own intuition. I feel like there's been an up-leveling of sorts in your life as well, and maybe that's what's also causing some of this anxiety, this 8 of air energy around you, is that you're probably feeling a shift in the energy as well, because the energy in our environment, in our collective, is wonky. It's unsettling. There's a lot of shifts, ebbs and flows, and a lot of people are saying that they're not feeling grounded, that they are feeling anxious because of what's happening in the news, what's being shown, you know, in images on social media, the discussions, the conversations. But I feel like with you personally, you are undergoing a completion of sorts of emotional maturity and spiritual expansion, and you're ready for this next phase. You're ready to welcome this Ace of Water into your lives. And that could be in a variety of modalities. It could be with new relationships. It could be a new love interest. It could be a new relationship with yourself, that you're coming back to yourself, that you're increasing your spirituality. It could also mean you improving the quality of your relationships with your children, with your friends, you know, with your community members, with people who are really important to you. So I do get the sense that there is heart-centeredness going on with you right now, Aquarius, okay? In your recent past, temptation, this is the 15 card. Temptation is synonymous with the Devil card in the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck, so this is codependencies. I do get the sense that you are saying goodbye to a lot of attachment to things that no longer serve you, your highest good, the highest good of others, the highest good of others involved in your situation. So yes, I do get this. Now I understand why we are seeing the Ace of Water with the 10 of Water, because it is a 1 and a 10, beginnings and endings, a cycle complete. You are moving on from an addictive situation. Addictions can be anything. It could be shopping. It could be food. It could be workaholicism. That's even a word. Drug use. It could just be, you know, being in a toxic relationship where it's a lot of back and forth, breakup and makeup, and it's like, well, you once were in love, but is it love now? No, that's codependency. You know, it's almost like a drag. You know, you're getting something off of it. It's not healthy. So that's where relationships can become toxic, the codependency aspect. But I do get the sense that, you know, that this is just releasing attachment from old stories, old storylines, old thought patterns that, you know, you used to lean upon in certain situations pre-pandemic. But, you know, this pandemic was meant to shake us up. It's meant to grow our awareness, increase our consciousness, wake us up, shake us up, so that way we can see where we were just being stuck, where we were in this low vibrational energy of addiction and codependency. You know, codependency does feel like a warm blanket because it's safe. It's feeding a need. It's feeding an addiction. It's feeding something. We're getting something out of it, and it's short-lived and short. You know, and it's a short-term thing. And once it's done, it's like, oh, gotta go back for more. Gotta go back for more. You know, and it shows up in other areas in our lives. So this, I feel like you're leaving behind. I feel like you're leaving behind an old version of yourself, Aquarius, and you're moving on. In your mind's eye is the 5 of Water. Five of Cups reversed in the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck. You are walking away from things that no longer serve you. So you are I feel like you're in a mental status of healing. You know, you are evolving, again, with the Ace of Water and the Ten of Water. You are evolving. It's a cycle complete, and you are moving towards things that bring you true happiness, pure bliss. You're listening to your intuition. You're allowing your solar plexus to lead you, which is your gut instinct. So follow that, listen to that, and it won't lead you astray. But you are moving away from things that no longer serve you. And once you're able to fully detach yourself from the past, from codependencies, this is the Star card. It'll be a blessing. You will receive a blessing, but right now there's still some work to be done, you know, in order to receive this blessing from the divine. And this is working on your shadow self. This is working on, you know, fine-tuning those areas to release attachment to people from the past, to release attachment to old storylines, to old thought patterns, to old ideas of yourself. Gotta release that. And I feel like you're definitely working on that. You know, it's a process. You're in the process of doing that. You're in the process of healing. You're not quite healed yet, Aquarius. All right, and this can be you guys. The Star card is a card of Aquarius. So I do feel like you're really turning within to go deep within your soul, to go deep within your heart, to really understand where some of those dark thoughts originated from so you can deal with them, transmute them, and move on with your healing. All right. Okay, so how you view yourself, King of Air, confused. This is air energy, Aquarius. You are air signs. So I do get the sense that you're just, you know, a bit discombobulated, feeling out of sorts, feeling ungrounded. And that's okay, because that's what's going on with a lot of people in the collective right now. People have a lot of time on their hands. This is something they're not used to doing, especially Americans. We're used to go, 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 get up, get the kids ready, lunches, school bus, they go to school, we go to work, we work, you know, 8-10 hours a day. Oh my God, pick up the kids, you know, take them to soccer practice, gotta make dinner, gotta get a workout, gotta be a great lover and partner. We just put a lot of shit on our plates. And that's what life was like for a very long time for us. Very long time. And when the weekend came, all we wanted to do was sleep, check out. I don't even care if I'm in my PJs all day long. I just want to sleep. And it's like, oh gosh, it's already 8 o'clock on Sunday. What happened to the weekend? What do I have to show for it? Nothing, right? But that's what our life was like. And I feel like, you know, you're settling out of that. You know, now that has been taken away because we're not going to work. The kids are not in school. They can't do the athletic, you know, thing, the social clubs, the athletic clubs. You know, we can't go to the gym. You know, we're not going out with their friends. Nothing, none of that. We are all home. We are all literally standing still. We have been gifted with the gift of time. And we have a lot of time on our hands. We have a lot of time to be alone with our thoughts. And this is what's happening with you guys, Aquarius, okay? You're alone with your thoughts, and I feel like your thoughts are doing this, running 1,000 miles a minute, and you're just like, oh my God, I am, you know, I just want to crawl out of my skin. I want to go outside. I want to, you know, I want to do things. Okay, take a breath. This is a wonderful time to connect with Yoga Nidra and do some box breathing. 4-second inhale, hold at the top for 4 seconds, 4-second exhale, hold at the bottom for 4 seconds, and so forth. That's box breathing, and I feel like this will help with some of the craziness going on in your mind. But take that energy, find ways to channel it in your house. It's April. It's a great time to spring clean out the closets, clean out the drawers, you know, start getting yourself organized to make some donations. I believe there are some organizations that are open for pickups. Don't quote me, but double check. It also depends on your state, and it depends on what your regulations are from the health department. All right, but there's things to do like that, you know, get creative. If you've always wanted to learn to paint, there's lots of people on YouTube who can teach you how to paint, right? So just order a set of brushes, some paints, some canvases, off you go. So there's a lot of things to do. It's about getting creative and setting a schedule for you to really get into your groove and settle this energy down, because you are feeling out of sorts and ungrounded. So your environment is the 5 of fire, conflict. This is people problems. I feel like because you're unbalanced, you probably are arguing with your loved ones, with your kids, with your spouse, with your family, and it is what it is right now, but it doesn't have to be a challenge. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be a strain. It's all about how you are adapting to this situation. This is a gift. This is a new normal. If you haven't done so, check out my videos, the weekly woke videos for the past 2 weeks. Both of them really go into detail about this pandemic. They go into the spirit messages that I've downloaded through some shamanic journeying. They're really good. So I feel like you'll find some answers here to help clear up some of this energy of anxiety and imbalance, okay? If you also need to work with me, look me up, awakeninghealings.org. See if any of my services sound appealing to you, and let's see what we can do for one another, all right? So, hopes and fears is 10 of fire. You're going to be releasing the burden. I do get the sense that once you come into alignment with yourself, once you ground yourself into this new normal and get into your routine, get into your groove, you're going to be releasing the 10 of fire, which is the 10 of wands. You're going to be unburdening yourself, which is what you need to do. Because again, the past is in the past, and once the economy opens up, once we go back to work and go back to school and all that, what used to burden you may be a thing in the past. And you may be like, you know what, I'm not doing that again. I am not going to be that person in the office anymore. I'm not going to stress myself out like I used to. I'm not going to burn the midnight oil on both ends. Not doing it. Because now I know what's important to me. My family's important to me. I'm important to me. So we were putting ourselves last for a lot of things. And now it's time to put ourselves first. It's time to put our families first. It's time to put our loved ones first. It's time to put what truly matters to us first. Not what matters to the company, not what matters to the PTA, not what matters to the neighborhood watch, not what matters to anybody else. None of that. What matters to you, and you're unburdening yourself with all of that crap, which is great, because that will help with the healing. Once you let go of all this bullshit, the star goes upright. And this is you, Aquarius. This is Aquarius energy, the star. This goes upright. The king goes upright. The king of air goes upright. Things will be in order in your world, all right? Once you unleash the burden, release it, all right? Your outcome, this is the call. This is synonymous with the judgment card. It's time for you to answer the call. It's time for you to live your life's purpose. What is it? What is it that has been nudging at you? What's that niggle that's been in the back of your mind, and you're like, oh, I need to do that. I know I need to do that. I should be working on my book. I should be working, on my poem. I should be working on my music. I should be working on my art. I should be working on insert what it is you're supposed to be working on. That's the call. It's time for you to answer it. You've been gifted with the gift of time. At least 2 months. I mean, let's face it. China was locked down for 8 weeks, roughly, if not longer. Italy's still locked down. The United States is going to be locked down for quite a while. You have time to really focus on things that matter to you the most. What's your purpose in life? Why are you here right now? Many of us are here for a reason right now, at this exact moment, to become light workers, to rise up and guide people out of darkness. You can do that through a variety of modalities. Through, maybe you're writing a magazine article, maybe you're blogging, maybe you're vlogging, maybe you're doing music, art, cooking, a service, maybe you're opening up a side business, whatever it is, now is the time for you to rise up and do that thing, because your gift, your service is high vibrational, and what you do will help increase the vibrational energy of the collective. And it all starts with you. When you raise your vibrational energy for yourself, it impacts those around you immediately in your immediate circle, and then it has a ripple effect and it expands. And as you give your gift to the universe, as you give your gift to your community and to the public, it has a rippling effect, because we're all one network. All one network, we all benefit. All right, so that's just something to think about. Big messages right now coming in for Aquarius. All right, so let's check in with the Sacred Rebel. Go ahead and take that one. We're going to do the Sacred Rebel. I'm going to pull a card from the Moon Goddess Oracle and Sacred Earth. Let's see what's coming on from those. But yes, again, I highly encourage you to check out the weekly woke messages if you haven't done so already. Those are some really nice messages coming through, and I think that they can help. And I feel like, you know, they're going to be really good for you all. Okay, so let's start with the Sacred Rebel. Ooh, so you have the Sacred Fool. This is a time to take that spiritual leap of faith, right? This is the 40 card. 4s represent stability. I feel like it's the 4 directions, you know, in a medicine wheel. So I feel like this is like, again, I'm hearing spiritual call to arms. If you don't know what that means, check out my weekly woke videos, because I go through that in detail. Again, I've been receiving messages through shamanic journeying from the spirit world, my spirit guides, and those are the ones that inform the weekly woke messages. All right. So yes, this is the Sacred Fool, and I feel like, Aquarius, it's time for you to step in and answer this call that you're being called upon, that you haven't, you know, been listening to, or you've been ignoring and putting on the back burner. The time to answer this call is now. The time to take that spiritual leap of faith is now, okay, with the Sacred Fool. And your Goddess of the Moon Oracle card is the card of change. 35 is an 8. 8 is transformation. Change is upon us. Look at that. Lots of change. And it's not always pretty. It's not always easy. Look at all that lightning. Look at the chaos. Look at the destruction. Look at the energy. The fire energy with the red. Very action-oriented card. Big changes. Well, that's what's happening with us. Individually, collectively, and around the world. Change is all around us, and none of us can escape it. It's going to impact each and every single one of us in some shape, form, or fashion. Yeah, but change, flow with it, allow it to happen, embrace it, and now is the time to make the necessary changes in your lives that you've always thought about but just never quite did. Now is the time to make those changes, all right? So then we have the Sacred Earth Oracle. Ooh, context. It's time to put everything into context. What's resonating? What's misaligned with you? What is in alignment with you? What can stay? What needs to go? Who needs to go? How are you going to do things differently? What does all this change mean for you? It's time to put all that change into context. Frame it. Give it boundaries. Give it meaning. Give it depth. Give it groundedness. Connect it. You know, it's not just an idea. It's not a dream. It's a thing now. Put all this change into context. Define it. Own it. All right? And that's what's going to help you settle into this energy. That's going to help you move forward in a new direction. And it's going to help you feel grounded and more stable in this new normal. All right, so let's go ahead and check in with the Pure Love Oracle, you know, see what's going on with masculines and feminines. People are still dating in this time frame, you know. Love doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop. We just have to adapt and overcome, right? So let's see what's going on. So I'm pulling 2 for the masculine and 2 for the feminine. And let's just see. Just need 1 more for the feminine. Okay. So masculine would like to share to his feminine, you are in my dreams at night, but I feel rejected by you. Oops, can you see that? Okay. And feminine would like to share to her masculine, I feel so connected to you, and I'm sending you love right now. Okay. So I get the sense that this is a bit of, you know, miscommunication perhaps. I get the sense that maybe communication had stopped for a while, and feminine, you may have rejected your masculine for a specific reason, you know, and there's still love between you two. There's still love in this connection, and, you know, maybe you've had your check-ins and it's, you know, maybe you weren't ready, feminine, to embrace and bring back the masculine, but you're feeling connected to him, feminine, and you're sending him love right now. And he sees you in his dreams, but he feels rejected. So I feel like it's time for you to clear the air. You know, reach out to your masculine and let him know how you feel about him, right? Let him know that he's on your mind, that you're sending him love and light, and that you do feel a connection to him. But what does that mean? Are you ready to come together as a couple? Are you ready to mend the relationship, to fix it, to take the next step? That's the next question. So what are you ready to do now, feminine? Right? Again, it's gonna be a little bit challenging with this whole social distancing thing, but there's FaceTime, there's the phone, you know, text messaging. But I mean, I get the sense that, I mean, you guys probably know where each other lives. So, you know, as long as you're in a group of 10 or less, it'll just be the 2 of you and you guys are healthy, something to consider. So, you know, follow your intuition and take it from there. But comment below, let me know how all this is resonating with you. But there is love in this connection, and yeah, it feels very sweet, and it feels very genuine, and I do feel like it's time for you two to be together, to start mending that situation. All right, so let's go ahead and pull from the oh, what the heck are these called? Why am I drawing a blank? Nature's Whispers. These are the Nature's Whispers. Sorry, it's been kind of a long day for me. So Nature's Whispers, we'll pull 1 here and we'll end with an angel message. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect. You're getting leap of faith. And I feel like this is going right along with the sacred fool. It's time to take a leap of faith, not only with things in your life, but with the sacred fool. The fool is always about taking that leap of faith, but I do feel like it's towards your destiny. You know, answering the call. What are you destined to do, Aquarius? Now is the time to really get focused on who you are, what you're meant to be doing here on this earth, and it's time for you to just take that leap of faith. And I feel like it's taking a leap of faith in a variety of sections in your life. With love, with that little nice sweet love connection there, and then also with your higher purpose. What are you meant to do? All right, so that is awesome. I love that for you all. And let's go ahead and check in with the angel messages, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up right there. All right. Ooh, you got 2 cards from the angels. First one is from Rochelle. As you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. Oh, that's lovely. Yes. And Sonia is bringing your second message. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I feel like someone out there needed to hear this message in the great beyond. All right. That feels complete to me, Aquarius. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, continue to social distance, keep up your faith, keep up your spirit, keep up your creativity, because now is a perfect time to answer this call and take that leap of faith. So please comment below, like this video, subscribe, click the bell if you haven't already done so. Check out my website, awakenhealings.org, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.